Title named Why Persistence is the Key to Everything. Introduction. Have you ever seen a toddler learning to walk? They fall, they cry, they bump into tables, walls, and sometimes the family dog. But do they ever give up? Never. Imagine if a toddler thought, "This walking thing is too hard. I'll just crawl for life." No, they keep getting up, wobbling like tiny drunk philosophers until one day, boom, they're running, dancing, and stealing cookies off the counter. That's persistence, folks. And it's a lesson many of us forget as adults. We're so quick to throw in the towel, whether it's after a failed test, a bad interview, or even burning dinner. But today, I'm here to remind you, the key to success isn't talent, genius, or luck. It's persistence, resilience, and that fire in your belly that refuses to go out. Let's dive in. The wisdom of Stoics on resilience. Let's borrow some wisdom from the Stoics, those ancient philosophers who walked the talk when it came to persistence. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about it. You can't control whether life throws lemons at you or a full-on citrus hurricane, but you can control how you respond. Do you stand there sour-faced, or do you make the best lemonade the world has ever tasted? Another Stoic, Seneca, said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." In other words, every challenge you face is like hitting the gym for your soul. Each failure, each obstacle is adding emotional muscle. So don't skip your mental leg day. Story, the world's most persistent chicken. Let me tell you a funny story to lighten the mood. There's this farmer who had a chicken that refused to stop crossing the road. Every day it crossed back and forth, despite getting chased by dogs, dodging trucks, and almost becoming roadkill a dozen times. The farmer finally asked the chicken, "Why do you keep crossing the road?" The chicken replied, "Because there's grain on the other side." Now, the chicken wasn't the smartest animal on the farm, but it had persistence. It didn't care how many times it had to dodge danger. It focused on its goal. And honestly, we could all learn something from that chicken. Sometimes life feels like a busy road full of speeding cars. But if you've got your eye on your grain, your goal, you just keep crossing, no matter what. The science of persistence. Here's the thing. Persistence is not just philosophical. It's backed by science. Psychologists talk about grit, a combination of passion and perseverance. Dr. Angela Duckworth, who literally wrote the book on grit, found that grit is a better predictor of success than IQ or talent. So the next time you're tempted to give up, remember this. The most successful people aren't necessarily the smartest or the most gifted. They're the ones who stayed in the game when others quit. They're the ones who kept showing up even when it felt hopeless. Funny example, the Wi-Fi analogy. Think about Wi-Fi. We all know the pain of weak Wi-Fi signals. Imagine you're streaming your favorite show and it keeps buffering. What do? Do you throw your laptop out the window? Of course not. You wait, you refresh, you move closer to the router. Why? Because you know the reward, a crisp, beautiful episode, is worth the wait. Life works the same way. Your goals might buffer, your progress might slow down, but persistence is like sticking with the Wi-Fi. You don't give up just because the signal's weak. Practical tips for building resilience and persistence. Now let's get practical. How do you become the unstoppable force you were born to be? 1. Embrace failure as feedback. Thomas Edison said, "I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the process. Treat it like a bad date. You might cringe, but you learn what not to do next time. 2. Focus on small wins. Stoics believed in progress, not perfection. Celebrate the little victories like waking up 10 minutes earlier or finishing a single paragraph of that essay. Small wins compound into big successes. 3. Surround yourself with resilient people. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your crew gives up at the first sign of trouble, you'll likely follow suit." Find people who inspire you to push harder. 4. Visualize the end goal. See it, feel it, taste it. Whether it's acing an exam, running a marathon, or starting a business, visualize yourself already there. As Mark Twain said,